Do you believe that extraterrestrial intelligence has visited planet Earth?
I think you can go a step further. It hasn't just visited, it's been here a long time, and it's still here.
If you had to assign a probability to that statement, that you believe extraterrestrial intelligence has visited this planet, what probability would you assign?
100%.
And I'm curious, do you have confidence that you, us collectively, will have material, literal physical material to evaluate, to analyze?
Yes, 100%.
100% again, okay.
It's there, it's there.
Welcome to the critical cloud mass. You may be asking yourself, who is this person making such claims and at what venue? Join us as we take a shallow dive into the comments Garry Nolan made at this year's SALT talk. In mid-May 2023, SALT had an event focused on disruptive innovation. SALT is a global thought leadership program that connects leading innovators, investors, and policymakers to foster collaboration and drive progress. It features conferences and talks on various critical topics shaping our world. The person talking about recovered UFO materials is Dr. Garry Nolan, a respected professor at Stanford University School of Medicine. His groundbreaking research in the fields of microbiology and immunology has made significant contributions to our understanding of human health and disease. Listen to some of the more interesting comments Nolan made during his chat.
I think the most compelling evidence is you just need to look at what your government is doing right now about it. 12 US senators have signed on to a document that basically says we want the information, the establishment of an office, ARROW, the creation of a whistleblowers program specifically that allows people from within, well, I'm going to say this, who've been working on the reverse engineering programs, reverse engineering of objects, so that they can come in and break their oaths, but it's specifically just to talk to Congress and give that information in classified settings. And that the most recent one that happened was just last weekend, and it created quite a hornet's nest in Washington.
Yeah.
And finally, what you're seeing is that a lot of people who are within the intel communities as well are frustrated, and they want to bring it out because they haven't been able to figure it out because the best minds aren't working on it.
Presumably the downcraft is made of some material. Presumably we could test that material. I know you've done a little bit of work firsthand. You have seen some material. Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Right, well, so what is it that you hope to discover out of a material? So let's just go back, just briefly, and why would you want to do it in the first place? So basically a grain of silicon, back in the 50s or 60s changed our entire culture and world, right? So something as small as that, the discovery of what you could accomplish with a little piece of germanium doped with the right elements changed our understanding. Now, so we have multiple simultaneous sensor systems that have seen these objects go from 50 feet above the water to up to 14 miles and then back in less than a second, all right? That's just a truth. The US government has confirmed that these kinds of measurements are done. If we had a piece of any of this, let's say it's 1,000 revolutions ahead of us, or 1,000,000 revolutions ahead of us, even a tiny piece of knowledge from that could revolutionize what it is that we're doing. I'm always looking for the opportunity. I look at the upside of this.
How can we accelerate this, right? Like, we want to get the brightest minds on this. I think maybe you and I share this. Like, let's go. Let's do it.
I think you need to bring together, this is the part of this professionalization.
Yeah.
You need to bring together the right set of, basically, frankly, anthropologists and sociologists. How do we talk about the fact that we're not at the top of the intellectual food chain? First of all, how do you deal with the religions? What I'm doing actually is developing novel kinds of materials analysis pipelines for basically analyzing the material which is in the public sphere or the semi-public sphere, but then also, frankly, as a goad and a lure to bring in those who do have the stuff behind the scenes so that they can say, oh, okay, because I want to see it published.
Yeah.
I don't want to see it behind the scenes anymore.
Yeah.